You're watching Joker's Wild, your number one alternative to entertainment, news, views and reviews, and today we're talking about Star Wars, i.e. its continual rapid decline. Now sure, I enjoyed Andor like the rest of the handful of people who watched it.
Nobody has to die.
And I think Ahsoka's going to be pretty good, but there's no denying the strength of this brand is nowhere near what it used to be. Not helped by Kennedy's persistence in wanting to replace every prominent male character with a female.
This is the way.
It's been literally bad decision after bad decision after bad decision when it comes to her running Lucasfilm. IP has become a parody of its former self, to the point it would give 1987's Spaceballs a run for its money.
Sorry, sir. I'm doing my best.
Surely that is not the way.
Oh, my sacral occipital circuit is sticking. You're gonna have to do that thing again later.
Yeah.
I won't go. We love each other.
You have to go with them.
No, I love you. I love you.
I love you.
We fell in love.
We fell in love. We did fall in love.
La cabeza. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. How is anyone believing that this random lump inside this guy's coat is just normal? How is this happening? How is this happening?
This, understandably, has led me to wonder about what alternatives are out there, if any. What could fill that void should Kathleen Kennedy continue to run Lucasfilm for years to come? You know what Star Wars reminds me of when I look at it these days? Weekend at Bernie's. You know, the one where those two regular guys have this boss who's an incredible jerk and he gets killed whilst inviting them to his house for the weekend for a huge party. Turns out this guy is socially incredibly popular. But don't tell anyone. They just pretend he's still alive and parade him around, all the while winning social points and capitalizing on his popularity. Pretty much how Disney are treating Star Wars these days, at least as far as Kathleen Kennedy is concerned. It's dead and they know it's dead, but they pretend that it's not. Even dead, it still has some value, some level of pop culture influence. Whilst Weekend at Bernie's the movie still has the odd chuckle that it provides every now and again, seeing this happen to your favourite franchise growing up as a child is anything but funny. For me, that was what it was like watching this year's Star Wars celebration. Really painful. I'm not talking about the crowds that showed up in support of this. I mean, hey, you do you, man. You do you. Talk about the people organised behind the scenes. Kathleen Kennedy and her inner circle of hell provided us such cultural insights such as...
Can you tell me, I don't know, describe the Acolyte in 5 words?
I would say a battle for power. I mean, the best parts about Star Wars is there is no good or evil. It depends on what side you're standing on, truly. You know what I mean? You can look at any angle and see yourself relayed through all the characters, Darth to Luke. You know what I'm saying?
What did you say, nigga?
Yeah, like I was saying, what could be the next big Star Wars-like IP out there just around the corner, now that Disney has officially killed off Star Wars? Well, first off, I've got to give a big shout out, special mention, season 3 of Picard. Oh my gosh. Which is weird because for me, seasons 1 and 2 were so bad they were borderline offensive. And as for Discovery, that was offensive, intellectually. But as great as season 3 of Picard has been, and it has been great, Kurtzman, the guy behind the other Trek, is still around at Paramount. No signs of moving on, so he can still potentially wreak havoc with the franchise, unfortunately. So I'm excluding it from this list. What is on this list, coming in at number 5, is Warhammer 40k. Now, rumours of this sci-fi IP being adapted, pretty much
Space Marines versus the universe.
been around for a while.
A long time.
It wasn't until Cavill got ousted from both his Netflix Witcher role and the DCEU that it became an instant reality, literally overnight, putting money from his own pocket into the project and producing Amazon Studio. Weird. Starting off as a tabletop war game, its creative tentacles reaching every other type of media you can think of. Warhammer 40k is like, well, Lord of the Rings on crack with aliens, with an immensely dense lore, storyline that spans thousands and thousands of years. And it doesn't have a main protagonist like Luke.
In fact, it's got several.
A fair few protagonists, which makes second guessing who Cavill will actually be playing all the more fun. It does have a deeply rich lore which is ripe for mining and adapting,
Just as long as they do a good job.
Now, The Last of Us proved an IP can come completely out of the blue and still be successful, just as long as it's done good, apart from that one episode. So there really is no excuse. Next up, we have a trip to Pandora, with a look at the Avatar universe. This is a strange one, because I was a huge fan of the original movie, but I've yet to watch the second, despite it now being available to watch on my TV set. Just not that interested, somehow. So how could it be a contender on this list? Well, any movie franchise it hits over 2 billion twice in a row. That's some serious odds. The only thing standing in this franchise's way when it comes to pop culture significance is that it can be very Marmite, and you're either into blue people or you're not.
Blue people.
As dense a universe as Cameron created, I don't know, it could mix it up a bit. Different aliens, different worlds, different environments, different colour schemes. If this is all Pandora is, it could get stale pretty quick, in my humble opinion. Next up, we've got Dune at number 3. Now, Dune is a movie that I remember watching as a child and thinking, this is pretty weird, isn't it? And it is a weird watch.
What did I just see?
Which in a way is typical of David Lynch, the director. Two things stuck out in my mind. One was that it featured Sting as the main henchman. I thought it was weird at the time, because it was, Sting. I used to bop along to Police throughout my childhood, and there's Sting on the screen, like,
I will kill you.
Two, it had one of the most incredibly unique knife fights I'd ever seen I'd ever seen up until that point. And then there's all the whispering. Everyone's thoughts have always been whispered all the time.
Always been whispered. All the time, they've always been whispered.
What's the point of whispering your thoughts? If you're thinking about it, it's not like somebody's able to eavesdrop what you're thinking, is it?
Now, all that being said,
Ask me what the movie was about at that time. Couldn't tell you. Didn't have a clue. But it looked good. Flash forward to the remake, and it looks even better. And it did pretty well. The movie took just over 400 million at the box office. 165 million budget. Not bad. I'm sure they wanted, obviously, a bigger result. But they were pleased enough, obviously, to give it a sequel later this year. Now, Dune, along with Star Wars, is a central main protagonist. Tonally, they're very, very different movies. Dune is a lot more heavier, a lot more serious. And Star Wars is lighter and more, dare I say, fun. Excluding the Disney stuff anyway. All in all, that would probably narrow its appeal. See Andor for proof of that, targeting a more thoughtful cinema going out there. But man, did those visuals pop in that first movie? Yes, is the answer. And then we have Rebel Moon, which is quite an interesting one, as it's the brainchild of a one Zack Snyder. It's an idea that Snyder had pitched to Lucasfilm back when it was owned by, well, saner people, post the prequel trilogy, before the House of Mouse got its bloody claws sunk into it. So theoretically, it should have elements of Star Wars already built in. It takes its inspiration from the same cues. The director cites Kurosawa's Seven Samurai as a major inspiration. The central premise has a woman seeking different warriors from different planets come together to make a stand against the bad guys. Typical sci-fi affair, but it sounds fun. Snyder always knows where to put that camera lens for maximum effect, doesn't he? I'd say one to watch either way. Mate, just check out this cast. Lastly, we have my prime choice, the legendary Mass Effect, an IP that I do know about. As number 2 in the series is my favourite game of all time. My favourite game series of all time. If ever there was an IP that was guaranteed success, dead easy to adapt onto the screen, big or small, it's Mass Effect. Not only does it have a central protagonist who's equal parts charismatic and iconic, he's also surrounded by the most eclectic and unusual bunch of characters you've ever seen, each one easily possessing the ability to spin off into their own series. Now, Henry Cavill teased a Mass Effect connection a short while back, but it turns out it was just a tease. Unless something's happening behind the scenes, I don't know. But with Warhammer now on his plate, I doubt he'd be looking at 2 sci-fi epics back to back. But you never know. In the meantime, check out my casting for a proposed TV series or film, which I will be updating at some point this year, and let me know what you think.
This is the way.
Now look, nothing's gonna actually take the place of Star Wars, not in my heart. I'd always have those memories and always have those original movies. What's the next big IP out there? Is it already here, or is it on its way?
This is the way.
Did you agree with my list? Anything I missed out? Anything you take out? Pop it down below, let a brother know. I'll see you next time.
This is the way.
"お前ごときに両方やるというのは